to go live then, okay?
Okay. Well, should I start?
You can start.
Okay.
And record. Sorry, Hilda, and record, MJ.
Thank you.
Apologies, Hilda.
Okay, no, don't worry. Okay, well, thank you very much for being here. Before I start the meeting, I want to welcome you all to the December 10 meeting of the Energy and Environment Commission. It's our last meeting for 2020. This meeting, as you know, is held electronically to comply with the Governor Stay Safe Minnesota order and to ensure the safety of staff and members of the commission. All members of the commission and staff are participating from their homes or office. Members of the commission, I just want to remind you that when you're not talking, please mute your microphone. And when you want to speak, please raise your hand. We will have roll call votes for each motion this evening, as well as for adjournment. I will ask Staff Liaison Grace Hancock to help me with the roll call after each motion. For those listening in or watching online, I have some things to mention. There is no community comments during the meeting tonight. However, the city is committed to hearing and receiving your inputs on matter. So you can send your comments to the City Council or to the EEC to the Council Correspondence web form on the city webpage. The recording of this meeting will also be available on the city website tomorrow. Thanks in advance for your patience as we work to conduct this meeting online. And thank you to everyone tuning in tonight for your interest in the EEC and our work with us in the city. So I'm gonna ask you, Grace, if you can do the roll call.
Sure. Commissioner DeCane. Commissioner Haran.
Here.
Commissioner Hushin.
Here.
Commissioner Manser.
Here.
Commissioner Seeley.
Here.
Commissioner Lanzis.
You're mute. Vallardo, you're mute.
Here. Sorry.
Great. Chair Martinez.
Here.
Commissioner Mans.
Here.
Commissioner Densmore. And Commissioner Martinez.
Here.
Thank you, Grace. So the next item in the agenda is the approval of the meeting agenda. So I don't know if somebody wants to suggest any changes or for the agenda, or you are okay with it. So like if everybody is okay with the agenda, I suggest to take a motion to move the agenda forward. So anybody wants to take a motion?
I move.
Okay, perfect. So Melissa moves and Michelle Horan seconded. So then the meeting agenda is approved. Our second item is the approval of the meeting minutes of our last meeting. So I don't know if anybody has any comments on the minutes or all agree with it. Okay, so like, is everybody in favor? Say hey. Is it that correct? Yeah, right, that's correct. We have to vote to move the minutes, right? So
yes.
If everybody agree, so you're gonna do the roll call, right, Grace?
All right. Commissioner Haran.
Aye.
Commissioner Hushin. You might be on mute.
Sorry, aye.
Commissioner Manser.
Aye.
Commissioner Seeley.
Aye.
Commissioner Lanzis.
Aye.
Chair Martinez.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, so then we have an approval of the last meeting minutes. So our next item is item number 5, which is special recognition and presentations. So I don't know, Grace, if you're gonna present something or.
Yes, I think this evening MJ is going to share a short presentation on work plan process. MJ, you want to go ahead? And you're on mute, MJ.
As much as I've done this. And I can do it now, or I can wait until the 2021 and do it right before you guys start talking about your 2021 work plan.
Hilda, do you have a preference if you want MJ to present now or right before we look over the 2021 work plan?
Does it has to do, so is it related to the 2021?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I guess maybe we should wait, right? Well, because it's the next item, so we won't wait more, a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So then should we move to the next item? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So the next item is community comments. So I don't know if you, Grace or MJ, have any comments from the community? No?
None this month, no.
Okay. So our next item is number 7, which has to do with report and recommendations. And the first item of this report and recommendation has to do with the 2020 work plan updates. That work plan, it only has one initiative currently taking place, which is the one on business recognition. So I don't know if Michelle, do you want to give us an update on what you're still doing on the business recognition?
Sure. I've created a little evaluation team consisting of myself and Paul, and Caroline is on it, and Commissioner, Anna and Peter. I think that's it. And we've met twice and we've gone over kind of the questions that we need to ask. And now I'm just taking all that information and going to spill it out and then have them get back to me so we can kind of nail down the questions so that we can be ready to start like finalizing that the beginning of January.
So that will be like part of the work plan for the 2021, right?
Yeah, yep. So yeah, so hopefully we can actually get started with getting responses like right away in January.
Okay, so you're planning to ask those questions to the ones currently participating, like
Yeah, yeah.
All of them.
Pardon?
Are the recent one or all the ones participating on the
All the
program?
ones that have been, yeah, all the ones that have participated. So there's 11 of them, and then we're going to try and reach out to a couple that we've had conversations with that might not have gone through the process, just to see. So we've got we're focusing on 2 businesses that we've had some contact with, but haven't applied, and then see if we can get their feedback as well.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's good. Good news.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So I guess that's the only initiative still active on the 2020 work plan. So maybe we can move to the 2020 work plan. So I guess you will start, right, MJ?
I'm here. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we actually did this for all of our commissions, that we are providing a quick overview of the citywide work plan development, just to give you some idea of how big this process really is, because obviously you have your individual work plan. And so we want to kind of give you some background of how it all plays into the citywide. And then after this, I also can pull up the 2021 work plan if you want me to do that, Hilda, and we can move through that as well. But this is just a little bit of information. Sorry, move to the next slide. So we have 3 guiding documents: our Vision Edina, which was done several years ago. We have our comp plan, which was just approved. The update of it was just approved. And then we have our capital improvement plan, or CIP. So those are really our guiding documents for the city. And that kind of flows down into our budget work plan, which is our citywide work plan. this is the work plan that City Council actually approves. From there, that's where we develop our department work plans, and you can see in yellow is the commission work plans. That larger work plan kind of funnels down. And for us as individuals like Grace and myself, we all obviously also have our own individual employee work plans. The difference between the work plans is who approves it and who is accountable for it. The citywide, which is a 2-year work plan, that's approved by City Council, and the city manager is the person who is accountable for that one. Our department work plans, those are approved by the city manager, and our department directors are responsible for those ones. Your guys' work plan, which was approved just on December 1st, that was approved by City Council, and you guys obviously are the accountable body to complete that work plan. So they can kind of see how everything kind of funnels down to these individual work plans. We have 4 citywide budget goals. These are the 4 categories that our work falls into. A lot of my work actually falls into that better together goal number 4. But what we want to just point out is that we need to make sure that when we're creating our work plans, that they align with all of our strategic documents and guiding documents that we have in place, in addition to aligning with council's priorities, because these are what council has set as priorities for the city. We have 3 value statements, and I think that commissions are probably going to see these coming to them a little bit more probably in the next year. Heidi, who is our race and equity coordinator, Grace, who obviously is your liaison and the sustainability coordinator, and myself as the engagement coordinator. We have value statements that council actually vetted just last winter at a workshop. And these are summaries of them, but essentially we want to make sure that when we're doing our work that we are considering these value statements and they're guiding us, and we're bringing those lenses to the tables when we're actually working on our projects and initiatives. So look for more information on those. If you want to see the full version of those value statements, they're actually on our website, and we very easily could send you a quick link to it. But these were like kind of the quick, just to let you know, these are something that are in the mix, and they're going to continue to be brought to the front when we're doing our work on work plans. So this is what that work plan calendar looks like. Of course, we just had them approved, and so you guys are going to start your work. I mean, I know you're going to talk about it tonight, but January is really like the official kickoff of the 2021 work plan. And then again, get ready in the summer, you guys will start talking about 2022, and we have that same process where you propose a work plan, your chair brings it to the council, staff provides some recommendations, and then council finally approves that work plan. You're going to notice that your work plan probably looks a little bit different than when you guys proposed it. And I just want to point out, you can go look at the full report, staff report that I create for City Council when they approve these, but these really are the themes. And typically we have some reoccurring themes that happen every year, depending on how the work plans come to us. But we had a lot of cross commission committees. So we just restructured those a little bit to make sure it was a little bit clear of each commission's role. We tried to do this for the past couple of years, and we were just finding that work was not really getting completed because it wasn't clear who actually was kind of responsible for that work. So we just restructured those. We wanted to make sure that all of those initiatives were aligned with our city goals and the resources. Do we have enough people? Do we have enough funding to make sure that we can actually complete these initiatives? So we had some changes there. We always usually have like some clarification between, is it a council role, staff role, and the commission's role? And even if it is a commission's role, exactly what we're asking the commission to do. A number of events, we have many commissions that want to hold some events. And so we find sometimes that we end up competing with each other on events. Citywide, Parks and Rec, our public meetings, town halls, etc. So we always need to consider that because there are larger campaigns that go into those, and so that actually directly impacts a department work plan, specifically our communications. So I just want to give you that background so you guys can understand the big picture of work plan development in the city of Edina, that it's not just these individual ones, but things that you put on your work plan actually impact grace, engineering, communications, etc. So we have to take all of them together and kind of figure out and make sure that we have the resources to actually complete those initiatives. So I will stop sharing my screen. And Hilda, does anyone have any questions about that process?
I have a question.
Yes.
Would it be a little bit more efficient if I guess since the commission work is linked to what you're doing, like the cities, wouldn't it be a little bit more efficient to do like a biannually, because you put this time frame, so it's only half of the year, and then we need to start planning again. What do we want to do? And based on my experience this year, it takes like a lot of time from our meetings to do the planning. I like we were like 2 or 3 meetings just organizing that part. So wouldn't be a little bit. It's a question that we do like maybe a biannual plan. I don't know, because as you also mentioned, some of the items will continue next year. Some of them.
Some will. So some of the challenges with that is that our department and individual work plans are on an annual basis. The only work plan that's on a biannual is the city council or the larger budget plan, because typically so a lot of those initiatives do require more than a year. And also too, as volunteers of the city of Edina, we have term limits, people rolling on and off. And so it'd be hard sometimes to always commit, not knowing if you're going to have the commissioners interested in the same content the following year. So I understand what you're saying. But I think we also would have some challenges with trying to do biannual that I feel like we would end up having to amend them maybe potentially more if we did 2 years at a time. And we want to allow, so like you have new members coming on, and so we want them to also have the ability to bring forward some of their ideas. And so if we were to do 2 years, anyone that joins your commission this year, they would be tied into this year and next year without making amendments.
Okay.
But I understand what you're saying. And it is a big process. And I think that's part of why we want you guys to understand that that it's part of a really big process. And so we've tried to get as efficient as we can. I think sometimes commissions wish that there could be more back and forth on work plan items, but already the process is almost 6 months.
Mm-hmm. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's difficult, but and I know all of us here is volunteer, but I don't know, like, is there a way that maybe you can add a couple of meetings? Maybe not everybody will agree, but maybe a couple of meetings when you're like organizing the work plan to like maybe have meetings to organize the work plan and then have our regular meetings. I don't know.
Oh, you mean add meetings, additional meetings?
Yeah, like, I don't
the
know,
EC
June,
schedule?
July, which is July, August, September, maybe have a second meeting. I don't know, like in the month. It's just a suggestion, and I know we maybe have to vote that, but.
You would have to vote on that as a commission, yes.
But it's a suggestion. I don't know what the rest think. Most of all of you have more experience than me. This is my first year, but I don't know. Bayardo?
So if I'm understanding correct, you are proposing that we have an additional meeting or 2 just to vote on the work plan and keep our regular meetings just for our actual work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, not to vote, but to decide what do we want to do next year, and then have the regular ones.
Just wanted to make sure I understand what you're trying to propose. Thank you.
Anna? Sorry. Go ahead, Anna.
I was just I think it's a good idea, and if we want to do it, I'd totally be up for it. But and I mean, I only have like half a year left because I need to like reapply or not over the summer. But I feel like maybe like we could try like it might be more effective, like because I feel like a lot of the work that happens like that the commission is gonna work on like happens in like the small groups, like based on like the initiatives that we're working on. So would it be more effective if we like focus on like making sure that those meetings are happening? Because I felt like, I mean, at least for like the year that I've been on the commission, I was never really like involved in any like small group meeting until like right now with like Michelle and Peter and Paul for like the green business recognition. But I feel like if we, instead of like having those meetings, we just like focus on making sure that the other like subgroup meetings are happening, that might be more effective.
Yeah, that's also a good idea. Okay, Richard, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, you know, lately our meetings haven't really been completely maxed out either. So we might want to consider, you know, waiting to see if, you know, we're really running out of time during our regular meetings.
Okay, that can also be.
You just a side note, yes, Richard, and you can add in a meeting, and the special meetings do not count against attendance. So even if you held a special meeting and a few of you could go, if you were under quorum, you couldn't take any action, but you still could have the conversation to talk about developing it and bringing something back to the larger board or commission.
Okay, so like these are all suggestions. So what do we need to take a decision on this, or we just think about it, or? Okay.
You don't need to
Okay.
take action.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And the only comment I was going to make, MJ, is that's a great deck. I think any new commissioner that joins any of the commissions should understand that deck and should be shown that deck for you know, to understand what the process is at the city. So that would have been nice to see that way back when I was first joined the commission. So my 2 cents. That's a nice deck.
I appreciate that, Paul. I'm not sure if you were part of orientation at all, but that has not been included, but I think I am going to include it, especially based off of that feedback. The other thing that we're hoping to do, actually hope to do last spring, is we always do a all chair meeting. And actually our topic was going to be work plan development. And so I think we're still going to aim to do that in the spring, to talk to chairs about helping their commissions develop their work plan and leading that effort a little bit more right before you start doing it in the summer. So.
Great.
MJ, could you send that to us? I just wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Okay. Okay, so the next part is me presenting the 2021 annual work plan. So can you share it? Do you have it in your computer, and can you share it? Oh, thank you. So I don't know if you had time to revise the 2021 annual work plan, but as MJ said, it was approved on the 1st of December, and it ended with 7 initiatives. So I'm gonna go quickly through each of them. So maybe we can decide who wants to participate in each of them, because I know some of them has leads persons, but some of them don't. So can we do that now, MJ, like decides who's participating? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So the first initiative is it's a project type initiative, and the council charge has to do with review and recommend. And it reads like this, like, make recommendations to the council regarding the development of the city climate action plan, which will include information on greenhouse gases inventories and routes to carbon neutrality. Create a climate action plan working group to provide feedback and support for the plan development. The working group will report to the EEC, which will provide formal recommendations to the council. The staff liaison will support this group. The deliverables for these initiatives are recommendations to the council, and the lead commissioners participating are myself, Usaka Dakani, Ana Martinez, and Michelle Horan. So I don't know if anybody else is interested in participating in this one. Because I understand, MJ, sorry, Bayardo, that the working group can only have a couple of the members of the commission. Is that correct, or?
Yep, we would just want to have a couple of members of the commission because we will also be asking the public if anyone is interested.
But the working group doesn't have a limit of participants, or does it have?
We're still in the process. I should really be letting Grace talk a little bit more about this one, but in the process of developing that working group charge. This is a hybrid. This is something that's a little bit unique. And the reason that we opted to do it this way is to allow the project or the climate action plan group to stay a little bit more nimble and allow the EEC to be involved and be that body to kind of oversee it. And so working groups typically are not groups that are supported by staff liaisons because we knew how the breadth of this project was so large, and because it really is an initiative that Grace is going to lead up. We are going to actually have Grace staff a working group to do this project.
Okay.
Yeah, and to MJ, thanks. To follow up on that a little bit. So Hilda, and this is, I can share more during staff comments. I don't want to overrun the 21 work plan, but we are looking to have a working group of about 7 people. I would like for 2 EEC members to be a part of that group. And this group, kind of, Anna, to your point, this working group will be meeting regularly throughout the year and updating the EEC at each of the meetings about the work of this smaller group that has this public involvement. The first step, which I'm kicking off tonight, is to write the working group recruitment document, which we're calling a working group charge. So I would like to invite 2, maybe 3 commissioners to work on that with me. I'm writing a draft now, and then we can work together to finalize it to, the goal would be to finalize it at the January meeting and recruit working group members for confirmation in February. And then that working group would start work in February.
Okay, so Grace, I have a question. Like, I know this is one of the, I guess, what most commissioners are interested in participating. And I think that for also the students could be very interesting for them. So you mean 2, 3 at the most commissioners? Are you counting also the students, or the students? Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because we do. I recognize how passionate this group is and an expert in this topic and being a part of it. But this working group will be the main conduit for our community engagement as well. So we want to ensure that other residents who are not as deeply involved already in the environment work, or who represent different perspectives, thinking about how do you introduce housing or something into environment, that they're able to be in this smaller action-oriented group. So that's why we're trying to limit the number of commissioners in the small group, acknowledging that the broader commission will be regularly involved through those updates and through those conversations every month.
You can take my name off because there's a couple other initiatives I'd actually rather be, or that I could be involved in. So if you want to take my name off, and then that would be.
Okay, so, okay, Michelle, thank you. We will do that. But I want to open, like, who else wants to be in the, I can take my name out, but I want just to open and see who else is interested in participating in the working group. I don't know.
I would be interested, but it doesn't need to be I don't need to like push out anyone for it or anything.
Okay, so Bayardo, do you want to be part of the working group? It's the one it's the ones I'm seeing on my, I'm sorry because I don't see all of you on my screen, but those are the ones.
I believe I'm already involved in 2 other initiatives. I believe we have some other commissioners that might not have yet signed up to help out with the initiatives of the work plan. And I also want to believe that we'll probably be getting a couple new commissioners in the next few months. Am I correct?
Yeah,
That's right.
actually, I was gonna bring that up before you guys moved on, but I think you're gonna
Okay.
have 5 new members.
So do you think we can just wait for them to? Because I look, Anna, and I will be happy for Anna and Peter to be part of the group, but I don't know if you, I guess you need also more expertise. So I don't know if, because we're 7, right? And maybe we can invite, if I understand that Melissa and Richard are leaving the commission, so I guess they cannot be part of the group, or maybe they can be part when they are out of the commission, but we have to do this one specifically for this item, or maybe we can work for we can wait when we have the new members? I don't know.
I would wait on any initiatives that aren't gonna start right away in Q1 of next year, and I would focus on those ones that we need to start working on now. Because the charge hasn't even been done by Grace, and so she just needs a couple people to help her develop it and review it.
Okay.
So even if those 2 people volunteer now to do that, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be the 2 people that stay on the working group.
Okay.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. So the first thing is that this is a huge undertaking. There will be phases. So commissioners can be a part of, can drop in at a certain point and be more deeply involved, and then step back and other commissioners can step in. So the only piece related that we really need to connect on this evening, and we can also handle it by email after the fact, is that I would like for 2 commissioners, Peter, if you're willing to be one of those, that would be great, to help me write the charge, basically the recruiting document for the working group members. So if there's one other commissioner who's interested, feel free to say so here, or send me a note by email.
I don't know, Anna, I think you were interested, right?
Yeah, I can help.
Great.
MJ, can I just ask, or I think it's MJ that would answer this question. So how should I and Richard look at this 2021 work plan as we're terming off? I mean, should our names not really be on any of these things?
Not unless there's something that's happening in Q1, January, February that you're gonna help with.
Okay.
But you might just be part of that body as they bring back things and providing feedback and input and for the next couple months.
Okay.
Okay. So then we will move to the second initiative, which is this initiative. It's a project also, and the council charge will be in review and recommend. And this one has to do with the to-go packaging ordinance, and it reads like this: review and recommend on development of to-go packaging ordinance and policy avenues. Includes an update of the 2016 study and report to incorporate the recent launch organic recycle program. The deliverable will be a report and recommendation to the council, and the commissioners participating are Usaka Dakani, Michelle Horan, Ana Martinez, Michelle Sealy, and Vallardo Lanzas. So I don't know. I think work will start this in Q1, right? So Melissa can stay there, or should we decide that later? That's the part I'm not I don't know what to do.
It can be decided later. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm not going to mention the leads, and I'm just going to mention the initiatives, okay? And then you can read, like, hear them and decide which one you want to participate later. So initiative number 3, it's event, and the council charge will be on review and decide. This has to do with the tabling events. So it reads like this: review and decide on commission members coordinating and tabling at city events to educate the community on organic recycle and sustainable living. These deliverables are to present at up to 4 city events, which include the 4th of July, open streets, and the farmer markets. Initiative number 4, it's a project type initiative, and it has to do, and the council charge is review and comment. And this has to do with the city green building policy, and we only need to review and comment on staff recommendations. The deliverable will be commission comments on the policy. Initiative number 5 has to do with it's an ongoing initiative, and this has to do with the business recognition program. And it reads like this: evaluate the effectiveness and impact of the business recognition program by the first quarter and decide the future of the program. Implement changes, if any. The deliverable will be a report to the commission. This, I guess, this will this is the work that Michelle has been doing with the small group of commissioners, and she will keep on doing it for the first quarter. So I guess those are the ones that will participate. Initiative number 6 has to do with, it's an ongoing initiative, and it has to do with review and comment. This is only to review and comment on the Conservation and Sustainability Fund proposed capital improvement plan. And the deliverable will be commission comments on capital improvement plan. And the last initiative is the one that is being led. It's a project type, and it's the one being led by the Transportation Commission. And we only have to review and comment on the Transportation Commission report and recommendations on organized trash collection. And basically the deliverables are memos to the ETC for their study and report. Then we have like 7 parking lot initiatives, which I understand that if we want to move one of them forward, it has to be approved by the council, right?
Correct.
And basically that's the working plan. So it was reduced from 10 initiatives to 7. And I think we will be busy next year. So I guess that's from my part, and I think Grace was going to present something.
Nope, I think we're ready to move to the third item on the agenda and reports and recommendations. Oh, and I think you're muted, Hilda.
So you were not going to present, so it was it related to the climate action plan, right? The thing you were going to mention that you already.
Yep, I'll mention it in staff comments. Yeah.
Okay, so the next item in this reports and recommendation will be the nomination for a vice chair. So because since Caroline left, that position is open. So I would like to nominate Michelle Horan as the vice chair. So I don't know if we need to put it on voting. So if everybody agree, I guess.
Yep.
We can do our roll calling, or.
So you need someone to second it.
I second it.
Okay, so who seconds it, Melissa?
Yep.
Okay, so then we can do a roll call.
Great.
But
all right.
Gallardo was also going to second it. You see, Michelle, you were a good a good nomination.
Don't we have to see if there are other nominations?
Well, I don't know. So somebody else is interested.
No, the motion was already made.
Okay.
The motion's on the table. You have to vote on it.
Richard wants to stay.
All right. Well, we'll vote on this motion. So Commissioner DeCane.
Aye.
Commissioner Horan. Well, does Michelle get to vote on this, MJ?
Yeah, so she has all the votes.
Yeah.
Okay, Commissioner Horan.
She should get to vote twice.
Do I
Yes.
have to? What if I say no? No, I'm kidding. Okay.
No.
The majority wins. So even if you say no and everyone says yes, you still are vice chair.
We are.
All right.
All right, Commissioner Hushin.
Yes, aye.
Commissioner Manser,
Aye.
Commissioner Seeley,
Aye.
Commissioner Lanza,
Aye.
Chair Martinez.
Aye.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Michelle, for offering to help in the commission.
Awesome.
So the next item is number 8, and it has to do with a chair and members' comments. So I don't know if anybody of you wants to make a comment or has any suggestions. So I have a question regarding when is the last meeting for Melissa and Richard? Are they still be until March or
February.
February? So we have 2 more meetings with them.
Meaning we attend the January and the February meeting.
Okay,
Correct.
that's good. And can can be re-elected? No.
I can't remember exactly where you guys are at, but I think Richard, your term limit, and yeah.
So am I.
Okay, well, we'll still have to see you 2 more months. It's good to have you still. No, I don't want you to leave, but you have to, so. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has any comments.
Just remember, just because you're not on the commission doesn't mean you can't volunteer. And we'd love you to come back and volunteer.
Exactly.
Both of you, please.
You can be the members of the working group. Okay, so if nobody has, none of the commissioner has comments?
I just have a question about the calendar for next year, because I feel like there's like 2 shades of pink in the calendar that Grace shared with us, and I'm just not sure like which days we're supposed to meet.
Yeah, Anna, let me resend that as an Excel version, or I'll confirm it with everyone with just a table of meeting dates. Yeah, I appreciate that comment. The colors are very close together.
Okay,
So yeah, I'll send everyone a table with the meeting dates.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the next item will be staff comments.
Yep, thank you, Hilda. So as I mentioned, we are beginning the climate action planning process, and one of the early steps is to develop this charge to recruit a working group. To reiterate what I said earlier, we're looking for about 7 people to join that group. 2 to 3 will be from the EEC. I would highly recommend that we keep it to 2, just because of the significant workload on the work plan, and to allow other residents to be a part of the process. So Peter and Anna, I'll reach out to you all separately so that the 3 of us can work together on the charge. And that charge will be presented to the full EEC in our January meeting for approval, which will then kick off the recruiting process. So we will be open for applications for the month of January. And we'll put those applications forward to the commission in February for approval of working group members, and they will start working in February. The other piece of the climate action planning process that's kicking off now is that this week, the request for proposals for a consultant and facilitator went live. Just today it did. So we are beginning. Oh, sorry, Hilda, go ahead.
No. I was taking notes. No.
Sure. So we are also going to hire a consultant to help facilitate this process, both on the technical side of writing the plan, assessing our conducting a greenhouse gas inventory, putting together a list of strategies and tactics to reduce our emissions and improve our adaptation, and engage community throughout that process. that RFP will close in early January, January 8th, at which point staff will take the next month to select the consultant, make that recommendation to the council, who will award the contract. We're anticipating that award will go in February and the consultant will start work in March. And the goal is a 9-month process so that we have a plan finalized and approved by the council in December of 2021. So that is where we are on the climate action plan. The RFP is on our website, or it will go on our website. There's an ad going up, I think, tomorrow. So you'll see that in just the next 24 hours or so. I do also want to just share a small update on the green building policy, acknowledging that that's on your 2021 work plan. Right now, for the next month or so, I am a part of a small cohort of other cities in the metro and in greater Minnesota who are interested in implementing a green building policy. We're working together to streamline the aspects of that policy so that developers can know what to expect from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, and that we can align the purpose of this policy with our climate action goals. So that work is ongoing. The cohort will conclude its work by the end of this year, and then staff will move into drafting the policy, working with internal and external stakeholders. The only other thing I wanted to mention that we kind of alluded to is that this commission is going to have 5 new members in 2021. That recruitment will kick off in January. So MJ, I don't know if you want to share any notes on how the applications work for that. Or Hilda first.
Yeah, before we move to the recruitment process, I have some questions from the climate action plan. So you're going to do 2 parts, like a technical part and more of a facilitator part to bring the community in the process. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the community participation will be in order like to define what are their interests or what are they worried about, and can you expand a little bit more on that part, or you're not quite sure?
Yeah. So part of the work of the working group will be to identify how the broader Edina community is involved. But what we have begun to think about, what staff has begun to think about so far is exactly what you're saying, identifying what the goals, what the goals of the plan should be, and should we amend our existing greenhouse gas emission reduction goals. Another question that community members would weigh in on is how we prioritize what actions the community takes, in what order, and across what timeline. So those are some of the key kind of the bigger pieces that we see community members weighing in on through, that could look like focus groups, it could look like workshops, but I am trying to empower the working group to look at that more critically, how the broader community can be involved, and the consultant in their proposals will also include a community engagement plan for that. So we'll see more. Right now it's kind of squishy.
So the relation or the interaction, what will be like the interaction or relationship between the working group and the consultant, is, if any, or?
Very, very close. They will work very closely together. The people who will be thinking about this on a daily basis will probably be myself and the consultant, and the people thinking about it on a weekly basis will be the working group, the consultant and myself. And on a monthly basis, it'll be the EEC and the working group and the consultant and myself. But the consultant will work very closely with the working group. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So MJ, do you want to touch at all on the application process for new commissioners?
Yes, the application actually just went live this morning. So it is open for regular members who are interested in a board or commission position. It's going to be open until January 31st. We actually will start interviews at the very end of January and February, make selections in February. They get trained in February and they start March 1st. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. But if you know of anyone that's interested, application is available on our website, edinamn.gov. You can go to Volunteer Edina or through boards and commissions, it's available. So definitely let people know if they are interested in applying. But we have not even just this commission. Think about the broader other commissions as well. I think we're going to have about 15 open seats to be filled in 2021.
Okay. Okay.
So quick question, can other commissioners, like let's say if a commissioner wants to apply a different commission, can they do that?
Yeah, we don't, it's come up before, people have asked about it. We don't really have a great process for that because individuals have been put into seats. And so we want people to stay because it takes so much time to get up to speed on a commission that if we keep moving people around, then we actually don't really get effective or commissioners that are comfortable with the work plan and everything they're working on because it takes so much time. The learning curve is a little bit longer. So, but if you want to talk offline about something, Yukasha, give me a call.
Okay. So any other comment from your side, from the staff?
No comment from me.
Anybody else, any comment? Okay, so if nobody has any comment, I guess we can adjourn the meeting. So who wants to?
Quick question, Hilda. Do we have
yeah.
like, let's say, do we have a public input or?
No, we didn't have public input today.
Okay.
Yeah. So should we do a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I second.
I move.
Okay, so will you do the roll call, Grace?
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, Commissioner Decane.
Aye.
Commissioner Haran. Commissioner Hushin.
Aye.
Commissioner Manser.
Aye.
Commissioner Seeley.
Aye.
Commissioner Lanza.
Aye.
Commissioner Martinez.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so before we leave, have a happy holidays all.
You too.
Happy holidays to all.
Take care.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care,
everyone.
everybody.
Yeah.
Have fun. Be safe, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye.
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 See you next year.